Have you seen the latest trend among more established coaches, how they are retiring their signature offer or transitioning from done with you group coaching services towards self-study courses? If this is something that has also caught your eyes or ears online, then you are in for a treat, because this month I am going to help you find clarity, ease, and direction, how to navigate these changing times in the coaching industry, right? So let me quickly recap what you can expect every Wednesday, same time, same place where you are joining in now, live. Or if you catch me on the replay, then make sure just to say hello or drop your comments, questions, whatever it is. I am more than happy to talk to you about how you can best make use of this kind of shift in the industry, right? So if you're new around here, then it means you don't know how to pronounce my name. My name is Zsuzsanna, and I help overstretched business and mindset coaches to leverage their time and expertise by helping them turn their one-on-one coaching packages into self-study courses. Even if it's your group program, it is worth a try. And also, I have launched a very specific, very targeted kind of offer last week. That means that you can book power sessions, which means that you can get direction, clarity, and ease for your programs if you are at the point in your business or the season in your business when you can offer self-study courses, right? But more on that later on. If it is something that resonates with you, then I am more than happy to chat with you. If you catch me on YouTube, you can book a call on the book now button. But if you catch me on YouTube, then you can just follow any of the links in the description, right? And get to me. So what is it that we're going to talk about in April? April is going to be very specifically pointing towards the right direction for you if you have ever wanted to create an online course. And an online course in the sense where you are not live teaching it, but you create it, you upload it on a course platform, and then you drive traffic, using the marketer's way of saying it, drive traffic to it so that people can learn in their own pace, and they can get the same results, the transformation that your coaching provides for them. What is the difference between teaching something live and turning it into a self-study program is something that most of the course creators, even experienced course creators, struggle with at the very beginning. And it is usually starts with questions like, I have this idea and I want to pour my heart and soul into it so that my people get the same transformation as if I was there. But because I don't have time, or because my clients have a very busy life, but they want to work on it on their own, then how can I do that? And so you start obsessing over the platform, the course content, and how to create a message, how to promote it, how to drive traffic to that offer, whereas or compared to your coaching offers, right? Then what you want to consider is that a course platform is only a tool. So if you don't know how to use that platform, then your platform, even if you pay $119 per month for it, will not cut it. And I know that there are lots and different platforms to choose from. But it's more important recently to focus on how those platforms can keep up with the changing needs of, the service-based industry. And a lot of the times I see that these very bulky, very one-stop shop kind of platforms offer bits and pieces that you don't use, or they don't develop with the trends or with the needs. And so it becomes a very heavy machine to work. It just takes up a lot of your time to make it happen. So what I suggest you do is that you first and foremost have a look at all the softwares that you use to run your business, from invoicing to calendar scheduling apps, and all sorts of, even how much storage, cloud storage, or whatever Google storage you have. And then you can bring a much more educated decision, because you don't want to lose all the benefits that you already have tech-wise in your business. So you want to make it very cost effective. But cost effective does not necessarily mean that it's going to be cheap. So I'm not encouraging you to sign on cheap platforms, because that brings about the question, is it going to be sustainable enough for the company who is developing that platform, so that they can sustainably stay in the game, right? I had this problem and I had to overcome it, and it was not easy, right? And we know if something breaks in the tech setup, then all the business falls apart. So it's better if we make a very considerate decision about that. And it's not only what tech applications or softwares you already have, or what is your tech setup already that your course platform needs to integrate into. But on the other hand, you have to be able to use that course platform so that your course content, so the content pieces, can be hosted there in a way that it is easy to navigate for your students, right? So if it is a bulky and very difficult to navigate kind of platform, because it's not easy to intuitively get around, then your students are not going to follow through with your course. That is just for sure. No matter how engaging you create your course content, if it is difficult to navigate, they are just not going to do it, right? But then comes the question, what kind of course you want to create? Do you want to have videos like, talking head videos, slides with voiceover videos, or do you want to have audios with your course? Because there is a shift in that already. So more and more people, course creators, have realized that learning doesn't necessarily happen in the traditional way that we sit down, we face, the wise person in the room, frontal in front of us, and then that person is talking at us so that we understand what the topic is about, and then we can make notes, and that is done. So that kind of course content creation or learning strategy, or the way people consume content, is gone. We are much more busier, and we have much different focuses throughout the day. So most probably it's audio where it's going to end up, because that is how people can listen to, just imagine how much you love listening to books, listening to podcasts. And when that really resonates with you, then you go back, grab a pencil and a notebook, and you make notes. But first and foremost, when you are presented with the theory or the thing that you need to learn, most definitely it is like a background noise for you while you are driving your kids to school. Not now because it's lockdown, kids are at home, which is another crazy thing, but at least you can put one earpod on, and then you can listen to whatever it is. And you can even understand how difficult it is as a course creator to understand that audio, if audio is the way, how are you going to create implementation based follow-up assignments to that, right? And this is something I go really into in detail in my Course Launch Accelerator program, which you can also learn how, so what are the content pieces that really makes a course engaging. But this is something you need to consider if the course platform allows you to have different types of presentation material, be it, video like this one, a talking head video, or maybe audio that you can stream whenever you go around, or you can have, like a book kind of presentation. And then you want to follow up all the different presentation parts, units, modules, whatever you want to call them in your course, with a chance for them, for your students to, to dive deeper into each teaching point, right? And that means that you don't only want to have PDFs uploaded or Google Slides or whatever slide, Canvas slides uploaded onto a course platform. You want your course platform to allow for your students, to talk to other students, to leave you a message, to point out certain teaching points that needs more clarification. And if it is not available on a course platform, then what you usually do, and it is getting more and more out of hand, is that you create a Facebook group, or you create a Discord channel, or you create a Slack channel for your course, and then dumping all the information there. So whenever your students are platform hopping, then they are hopping off of one and might not get back there. So the friction that it creates for the learning process is something that you really, really have to understand and to minimize, because the more flow you can create within the course content and on the course platform, the more your students will be able to follow it through. No, you don't have to think about visual and auditive learners, because that is just the first step. And by the time your students become, enrolled into your program, most definitely they know what your course is about. That is why it is important to, create a promotional message, a sales page, and an overall, understanding what the benefit of that course is and what might be the requirements to join. And that is the first step, to really vet your students, and that is how you can make sure that you meet their expectations and they meet your expectations. And then you can think about if you want to drive paid traffic or you want to use organic traffic. It is utterly up to you, but unless you know what your course does on the platform and what it is that it really requires from your students and from you, so that the learning process is frictionless and easy, it is very difficult, to create a message around it. And it's not about the features only. So it's not that there are 5 mini lessons, 2 workbooks, and it takes about 10 hours. Yes, it takes about 10 hours to listen to all of them, but you cannot, put a timestamp on how long it takes for your students to go back to it, listen to it once again, really understand and dive deeper. but you have to be able to encourage your student to go back and, you know, to trigger motivation and to invite them to implementation. And finally, your students will become the masters of what you teach with your course, right? No matter if you teach social media strategy, no matter if you teach launching your business online, no matter if you teach the mindset of whatever, you know, modality you use to help people navigate these rough times, it's important that you understand what it is that your course platform and your course content allows them to do, and thus create the, you know, the messaging for your course. So this is what you really want to think about first if you want to hop on this bandwagon, which is not a bandwagon, because this process has started in late 2019, when a lot of the signature programs have been cut into shorter pieces and sold in bits and pieces by more established coaches. And it happened because the audience has become more educated. They have more clarity around what it is that they really want to learn and how it is that they want to learn it. And they know that they can find the time and motivate themselves and create, you know, their own study schedule without having to, you know, go back and forth how we can meet weekly or bi-weekly or what it is that we need to do. They can be quite independent. And so if you haven't thought about creating a self-study course, it is the right time for you to really understand how your ideal clients have changed over the past, I would say, 15 to 18 months, right? So what it is that is coming up next week? Next week, we are going to talk about what pieces of the process of a self-study course to keep, to ditch, and to trade. This is my favorite bits and pieces of the whole process, because there are bits and pieces you have to be in control of and in charge of. There are pieces of the process you believe you need to have in order for you to have a successful course launch, but it's totally unnecessary. And then when you can, so there are bits and pieces of the process that you can trade, meaning you can outsource or you can delegate, right? So that is coming up next week. The week after, we are going to talk about how to fix a bad course. So if you have ever created even just a mini course, how you can fix it. And then what it is that you really need to, utilize in your business so that you can move forward, riding the waves of change of the coaching industry, right? So if it is something that resonates with you, then stay around. And thank you, Mom. You have been so consistent following me, and it feels really good. So if it is something that you would really want to go deeper, then you can book a power session. And a power session is a 60-minute focused work that allows me to get to know your course and your signature offer better, and create a plan of action, a playbook that you can go and implement right away. And even if you think about outsourcing the process, that you can, or the whole project, then you have a playbook by which you know what specific parts you need to, focus on and what you can outsource, right? So with that said, it was lovely to have you around, and I hope to see you here same time next week.